Welcome back to another video on the channel, and I can officially say my exams are over, so there'll be a lot of Wrexham content coming your way across the next few weeks. It's going to be a hectic summer for Wrexham FC with, tours away in the USA, signings, departures. There'll be a lot going on at the football club, and today this is going to be an interesting video. We're going to be ranking every player to have played 10 plus games for Wrexham Football Club this season, and I'm also going to be giving my sort of awards out. We've got multiple different categories, so it's going to be a long video. Before we get any further, make sure to click the red subscribe button. We're on the road to 24,000 subscribers, and if you haven't already, check out my new Liam Talks EFL channel. And I would just like to say, if you are enjoying the content on the channel that's been coming out, and if you would like to support the channel further, because I'm always looking to improve this channel, I'm looking to take it to the next level. If you would like to support the channel further, you can click the first link in the description down below. Any donations, of course, going into improving the setup, improving the channel on the whole, as next year could be a big year for the channel, so I'm looking to take it to the next level. And if you would like to support further, like I said, the link will be at the top of the description. Now we're going to start off with Arthur Okonkwo. I've given him an A. Now, he's up there for our player of the season for Wrexham this season. He didn't win it, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure he got a lot of votes from the fans. He has been instrumental in our defence this season. A great shot stopper, great distribution, and of course great from crosses. 14 clean sheets in 36 games. He came into the Wrexham team and added so much to our defence. He improved our goals against tally. I think Arthur did take our defence to that next level, and only 28 goals conceded across the season. What a season he had between the sticks. There's no other grade to give Arthur Okonkwo than an A. Luke Bolton, I've given a D. Now, it might sound harsh, but the reality is we only saw Bolton start 5 games for Wrexham and only feature 497 minutes. He made multiple substitute appearances, but we're definitely yet to see the best of Luke Bolton in a Wrexham shirt. He didn't make a massive impact when he did sign at the end of January, but we saw promising glimpses, and we'll probably see a lot more of him next season in League One. I'm sure there's a good player there, as we've seen at Salford City, but if I'm being brutally honest, I've got to give Bolton a D. Moving on to our next right back, that is Ryan Barnett. I've given him a B. What a season Barney has had, and he's just gone from strength to strength as the season goes on for Wrexham. He ended it on an absolute high. He's an engine down that right hand flank, a brilliant crosser of the ball who will guarantee A-star service to the strikers in the box. And like I said, it's great to see Barney chip in with a couple of goals too towards the end of the season. He's had a brilliant season, and I think next year could be even better. Moving on to the centre backs, Tom O'Connor, I've given a B. Now, another player that has had a really good season. He's fitted into that back line really well. He plays with so much composure, coming out from the back and when he's on the ball. 13 clean sheets when he has been in that defence, and on O'Connor's behalf, I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that season he's had. Will Boyle, I've given a C. Now, he's definitely had some shaky stages throughout the season, and I think most notable being that stint where he had around the red card away at Newport County. But since then, he's turned a new leaf, and since that red card, I think put in some really good performances, I thought, and I'm not sure why he got dropped towards the end of the season. There might have been an injury, we don't really know. Scored a couple of goals from set pieces and crosses as well, so yeah, it's a good season for Will Boyle, and I think C is definitely justified. Aaron Hayden, D. Now, it pains me to say this, but injuries have got the better of Aaron Hayden last season. We only saw him 15 times, and we all know what Aaron Hayden is capable of in a Wrexham shirt, but we did not see that at all last season. We only saw small stints at a time. Maybe he'd have 1 or 2 good consecutive games, injury, or dropped out of the team. Like I said, that isn't enough to bring him above a D, and I'm sure he'll do really well at Carlisle, but Aaron Hayden, D. Owen O'Connell, B. Now, he put in one hell of a shift in centre half last season, average rating of 7.14 across the 30 games he did play. I really do think if O'Connell would have played more games, he could have maybe snuck into that A category, but he's good overall. He's had a good season, good in the air, and good with the ball at his feet as well. O'Connell, B. Max Cleworth, I've also given a B. Now, I think he would have been the highest rated player on this list if he'd have played the majority of the season. He's only played 24 games, but the fact he's played 24 games and come out with a B says it all, really. There has been some excellent performances from Max throughout the season. He didn't put a foot wrong. The sky really is the limit for Cleworth, and I think he's, again, like most of the players on this list, will go from strength to strength and will improve massively next season. Ben Tozer, C. Now, some of you might disagree with me on this one, but we definitely didn't see the best of Ben Tozer last season, and I'm sure he'll be thinking that himself. I think the main thing about Ben Tozer is he wasn't a character to shy away when the times were bad at Wrexham. You know, the start of the season when we were getting 5 put past us every single game, you know, he stayed strong and he was a brilliant servant to the club. But last season, we did not see the best of Ben Tozer, and he's recently gone to Forest Green in the National League, so best of luck to Tozer. Jacob Mendy, C. Now, there's been some good performances this season from Mendy, which of course led to the AFCON call-up at the start of January. He started right wing-back as well, and multiple times when James McElhenney was on that left-hand side, always put in midfield, and of course when Barney was out injured, when Ford wasn't in the squad. So he slotted into both wing-back roles really, really well. Good season on Mendy's behalf, you know, bar the injuries he's suffered, so yeah, I think a C for Mendy is correct. James McLean, A brilliant first season in a Wrexham shirt for James, an engine down that left flank. He's got 17 goals and assists to his name this season. He put in one hell of a shift wherever he was told to play. You know, he's played striker, he's played centre mid, left wing back, right wing back, you name it, James McLean has played there. He's going to be a key player for us going into League One next season. He's gone down an absolute treat amongst the fans. George Evans, B. Now, I think George Evans was definitely on track for an A at the start of the season if he obviously didn't suffer that injury against Sutton United. Some really good performances from Evans throughout the season, and he really did show his quality from the moment he stepped onto that racecourse pitch in a Wrexham shirt. He's been an excellent addition as well to the midfield. Jordan Davis, D. Now, I'm really gutted for Davis. I'm sure many other Wrexham fans are, because of course he's one of our own. We'd love to see him excel even further in a Wrexham shirt, but he just didn't get the game time he deserves, and I think he does deserve to go to a team where he's playing week in, week out. We've seen it for Wrexham before. He's got the quality to be a really, really good player, and it is just a shame that we've got quality players like Elliot Lee, who's had a really, really good season, that are ahead of Jordan Davis, and of course centre midfielders who you could say are undroppable at times. You know, you're not just going to drop them for the sake of it, but we didn't see the best of Jordan Davis at all last season, so I think, you know, a D is correct for the season just gone. Will things turn for Davis next season? I hope it does. Luke Young, C. Now, in the games that Youngie did start for Wrexham, I thought he was good. I thought he was really, really good in that midfield. He came in against MK Dons away, and I thought he put in a really, really good performance. Always looked composed on the ball, good pass of the ball, good at set pieces. Ultimately, going into League One, it was clear that his game time was going to be limited in a Wrexham shirt. Where will Youngie end up next? We really, really don't know. People have been saying about TNS, which is ridiculous. Could have moved back down to Torquay be a possibility? I highly doubt it, because I think he said he's settled in really, really well in Shropshire, so he's looking to stay in the area, so that does open up a couple of teams that he could possibly be joining. James Jones, C. Now, I'm sure Jones will have not played as much as he hoped to have done, obviously due to injury at the back end of the season, but when Jones did feature, he got 5 goals and assists in 23 games, and I'm a big fan of James Jones. I'm sure I've said this in multiple videos before. I like just how he plays as a midfielder. He's energetic, he's constantly looking for that forward pass, he loves getting on the ball. I don't know, there's just something about James Jones that is quite good to watch about him. I don't know if it's because he's just constantly full of energy, running around the pitch, getting the ball, making that forward pass. I'd love to see him feature more next season in League One, so James Jones, C. Andy Cannon, A. Some might say our Player of the Year. Should he have won our Player of the Year? In my opinion, I think he should have. I can't point out what it specifically is about Andy Cannon, but he's an all-round top midfielder in this team. 11 goals and assists in the league. Of course, he started to chip in with those goals and assists and put in some really, really good performances in the big games for Wrexham, and he is a player you would love to have in your team. Elliot Lee, another A. He carried the team when Mullin was out injured at the start of the season. I think in his terms, I think he definitely would have said he ended the season not how he wanted to. He ended it quite quietly, but of course Mullin was firing in the goals. There's less pressure on Elliot Lee, of course, to score the goals that we needed like he did at the start of the season, but not to take away the fact he's got 21 goal contributions in League One this season. He got in League Two team of the season. Elliot Lee, you've just got to take your hat off and say, what an incredible player. Jack Marriott, D. Now, we didn't really see too many positive signs of Marriott in a Wrexham shirt. Only 1 goal to his name, I think, in 17 appearances. So I don't know how, but if we could unlock Marriott's form that he had under Frank Lampard at Derby, you know, Derby fans adored him. He was scoring goals for fun. He scored in the Championship playoff final. So Parky might need to get on the phone to Lampard to see how to unlock that, you know, just that positiveness of performances for Jack Marriott and how they can get him firing again, because there's a prolific striker in Jack Marriott. He's proved it in the Championship. So can we get him to score goals for Wrexham? If we can, that would be an absolute win. Sam Dalby I've also given a D. We didn't really see the best of Dalby this season. Only 1 goal in 1,700 minutes isn't really all too great for a striker. Of course, he ended the National League season on incredible form. He was our starting striker going into the final game, so it was quite a shock to see only 1 goal to Dalby's name this season. I thought he was going to come into the team and be a key asset for us this season, but he struggled when he's featured. Let's hope next season. Will he be playing more minutes than he did last season? I highly doubt it. Could a move away from Wrexham be possible? It could. Ollie Palmer I've given a B. As we saw towards the end of the season, he brings the ultimate best out of Super Paul Mullin. He holds the ball up really well. He's got 10 goals and assists to his name in the league, and I'm sure Palmer would have wanted more, but at the end of the day, he's sat here with a promotion. He's got the best out of him when we did need him most, so he's a fan's favourite. He's had a good season, and let's hope for another successful one in a Wrexham shirt for Palmer next season. Paul Mullin, we've given an A. Was this really a question? Mullin, however, though, wasn't up to scratch, I think, when he did come back from his injury. And I think even Humphrey Kerr did say that on the Welcome to Wrexham episode that's just been. But to think that he missed 8 games at the start of the season, and I think in Mullin's terms, it wasn't a great season for him. He ended up with 34 goals and assists in 43 games. Do you know how ridiculous that is for a striker that has missed 8 games across the season, that has come back from a really serious rib injury, and he sort of rushed his return back? He is a machine. The man is an absolute machine. What a striker. We're so lucky to have him. He's one of a kind and by far the best striker I've seen play for Wrexham in my lifetime. And we're going to be ending the video off with Super Stephen Fletcher. I've given him a B now. At 37, to have the impact that Fletcher has had is phenomenal, and it just does show age is just a number. If we were losing a game at home and you see Fletcher coming on, you think, oh, okay, we're getting back into the game. We've secured at least a point out of this game, because that is how much of an impact that he would have on the team. And obviously not to forget, when he did start against Barrow, he scored a hat-trick. So, you know, I think his quality does show. He's been in the Premier League, he's been in Ligue 1. We can see his quality when he does come on, his experience as well. He's brilliant in the air, and his presence in the box is second to none. So yeah, that is it for my ranking every player this season in a Wrexham shirt. Let me know if you disagree with me on any of these. Let me know your rankings as well in the comment section down below, and let's get talking about my end of season awards. So we have got multiple awards that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be starting off with the best away day of this season. You're probably going to question me and laugh at me on this one. I've gone for AFC Wimbledon away, the game that we drew 1-1. I've got multiple reasons to back this up, maybe some that you don't agree with. It's the first away day of the season. We turned up at the racecourse at 6:15 in the morning in shorts and t-shirt. It's the stuff of dreams. You're going down to London to watch the team you love. It's brilliant weather outside. It's the first away day of the season. It was my first game watching, you know, some of the new signings. I wasn't there at the MK Dons game, thank God. But yeah, for me, it was the best away day of the season. I feel like that feeling was unmatched, you know, from some of the other away games that we went to, mostly because I think I only saw us win like 3 away games this season. So it's good to see a really good club in AFC Wimbledon, a club I have a soft spot for. It was a nice, lovely ground. They've got a good fan base, and of course Foster's penalty save and being back in that away end with the Wrexham fans who were in fine voice that day was just a good feeling. And I'm sure many of you that did take the club coach will probably be questioning this, because we were sat at the side of the motorway for 45 minutes. I think like a car had overturned on the motorway or something, so we were not knowing if we were going to make the game or not. I think we turned up with 5 minutes to go. So, I mean, it's just those things that just make away days. And of course, it wouldn't be an away day with something go wrong. I do want to say a close second with this was Tranmere away, of course. Derby Day, 1-0 win. Swiftly moving on to the worst away day of the season. I think there's a clear winner for this. It is Accrington Stanley at the Wham Stadium. Words can't describe how much I hated this day out in Accrington. It started off, you know, turning up to Accrington. There is nothing there. There is nothing in Accrington at all. You know, it was a 5-10 minute walk down to the centre, where I don't think we went into the centre. I think we were on the outskirts, but ridiculous. And you think, oh, it might get a bit better with the ground. We know what we were coming into, open away end, but Jesus, Mary and Joseph, the weather was awful. Stood in that away end, you know, I think if anyone was stood at the top of the away end, it was concrete blocks, and we were right at the top, and it was like temporary 2 rows at the top of the stand, and it was so just sketchy being at the top of there. But, you know, Atkinson at the end celebrating like they'd won the league, which we saw Parky on the documentary speak about. The coach journey home, you know, we nearly missed it because it was pitch black, it was raining. The coaches decide for some reason to park about 15 minutes away from the ground, so if that's not enough to convince you, then I don't know what is. And genuinely, the only positive to come out of that day was the luxurious pizza slice from Greg's. Apart from that, a horrible away day. And funnily enough, it would just be typical Wrexham that we followed that away game up with a 6-0 win the following week against Morecambe. Moment of this season, I think there's only one winner for this, and it is the final 15 minutes of Forest Green. The noise going around the ground of results going our way, you know, the atmosphere inside the racecourse ground, people waiting to go on the pitch. It was a really big pinch yourself moment because we'd done it in the National League. We thought we're back in League 2 now. Back-to-back promotions is definitely possible, but I think you can think about it, but when you're really in that moment of, you know, you can see people waiting to go on the pitch, it's really happening. 2 promotions in less than 12 months is really what dreams are made of, and I'm sure Rob and Ryan are delighted with how they've seen the team progress on and off the pitch at the football club, and it's a dream for any football fan, like I said. And we were lucky to have those dreams turned into reality, a moment that many Wrexham fans will cherish and remember for many, many years to come. This is an award that could have loads of different answers, so let me know your favourite moment at Wrexham this season. Signing of the season is next. I've gone for our Irish King, James McLean. I'm not even joking, this was done on a random spinner between James McLean and Arthur Okonkwo because I was sat there, I did not have a clue who to go for, but James McLean came out. The impact James McLean has had on the team this season has been phenomenal. 18 goals and assists across all competitions this season, and he's been a stellar signing. Not to forget, he's probably become thousands and thousands of Wrexham fans' new favourite player. You know, he became a fan's favourite the moment Wrexham announced him on Twitter, so I can't wait to see him come out in a Wrexham shirt next season in League One. Goal of the season, Mr. Andy Cannon against Grimsby Town has won this award for me. This was a clear winner. I don't even think it won the official Wrexham goal of the season, which I think is mind-blowing because this was by far the best goal of the season for me. Mullin's tricky feet, O'Connor's lovely weighted pass round the side of the defence, and then Cannon just comes out of nowhere and rockets it in the top corner. That was a really good performance from us that day, and of course we had 2 really good goals in that game. This is a goal that you could watch over and over and over again and not get bored of. Young player of the season, I've given it to Max Cleworth. He's come in leaps and bounds this season. He's Mr. Consistent in that back line for us, and he's kept dozens and dozens of strikers quiet this season that he's faced, and I would go as far as saying Cleworth might have been our best defender this season despite only playing 24 games. I think he was the most impressive defender for me, and I'm sure he'll be a key player going into League One next season, and it's going to be a good challenge for Cleworth in League One next year. And of course, not to forget, he scored his first league goal away at Colchester United, and what a big goal that turned out to be. Player of the season is the final award. This might cause a bit of questioning and controversy. It could have been Paul Mullin, it could have been Arthur Okonkwo, James McLean, Andy Cannon, but I have gone for the White Pele, Elliot Lee. Really close on this. Could have been, like I said, a host of 5 different players, but Elliot Lee gets my vote because, you know, he took the team by the scruff of the neck when Paul Mullin was out injured. Without Lee in that opening period of the season, would we have been where we are now in League One, automatic promotion? Maybe not. 16 goals, 5 assists and 46 out of 46 games played this season. A real star for us this season. Joy to watch, of course, and he came up with some vital goals when we needed him most. Like I've put in my notes here, honourable mentions, Andy Cannon, Paul Mullin, Arthur Okonkwo. So let me know your player of the season in the comment section down below. So yeah, that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like. Let's go for 300 likes. And of course, if you would like to support the channel further, click the first link in the description and get subscribing as well. We're just over 100 subscribers away from hitting 24,000. The goal in the upcoming season is to hit 30,000 subscribers. Never did I think those words would come out my mouth, but yeah, there'll be a lot more effort, there'll be a lot more time, there'll be a lot more videos in general to come out across my 2 channels in the upcoming season, so you will not want to miss those. Plenty of League One content to come because it is shaping up to be a ridiculous season for quality, for away days, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Soon come the start of the League One season. You know, it seems ages since we played that Forest Green game at home, and of course had that Stockport County as well the last day of the season. It seems an eternity ago. Until the next video, take care guys, and as always, up the promotion winning Reds.